Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video, and today is going to be my Division 2 open beta and a little bit of the private beta, my afterthoughts and impressions, so like basically my review of how I felt about both of them. And we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of both. There's a lot of pros and not a lot of cons, because honestly, you guys know from the last video, I really enjoyed this whole game. This video is actually me going into the dark zone and finding the thieves' den. A lot of it, some of it is me just trying to hide it out, but then I realized, why don't I just go for the thieves' den, because it wasn't hard, and I realized gear is normalized, so why not just try and go for it, and it was a lot of fun, actually. I got some of my gear that I use right now in this video. Like, I switched to an AUG, I think, in this video, or maybe I use the MP7 for some of it. I don't know. I think I'm using MP7 now, but I switched to the AUG later in the video. But yeah, guys, let's get on to it. Some of the pros. So mostly the same from the previous video. My initial thoughts were, the movement was smooth. I did find, and we'll add on to it later, some of like the running animation. Like, people did complain about that. I didn't find it too bad. It seems fine to me, and I will move on to some of it after. So the guns felt great as well. Like, with or without attachments, they still felt the same. I think some of the stability and accuracy for some of the guns will need attachments, just because, like, some of the rifles will go out of hand and the sniper rifles will just go up. Shotguns might need a little bit of stability, but assault rifles and SMGs, come with all that, so it just seems fine with me. The gear was great. The new ideas of like armor being the main aspect were just great. Like, I like the just so straightforward. Armor. You got armor. No toughness. No, the one from Division 1 was just kind of complicated for me. I did get it afterwards, but it was still good. Gear mods seem more viable in Division 2 to me personally. They seem like they. I always seem like the ones in Division 1 I didn't have. The ones that I weren't using were trash, and I just discarded them or sold them. Now it seems they have a purpose. They add more to the build, like even more. Like, they just add, like, they seem like they will become more viable in the full game when it launches, and in the end game, like when you have mod slots and you got to put them all in. Like, it adds so much more to the build. Like, it seems more clear what you need to do now, rather than Division 1. It's like prototype this, prototype that, and it's just like, I didn't feel like I needed to use them a lot in Division 1. Now it just seems like they add so much more in Division 2. Our NPCs are great. The fact that they push you even when you're low on armor is crazy. Like, you can see, like, you saw it in my previous video, how I got pushed and shot no matter what. Like, you're out of cover, it's like you're out of cover and you're risking so much, and like, they do a lot of damage to you. They push you a lot. Tanks were rewarding the most. I'm gonna get onto that in the con section of the video, but like, the tanks were great. Like, breaking the armor off felt rewarding. Like, you hear that sound, like the breaking armor off sound, and you're like, okay, you can focus on the weak point and get him killed right away, because like, you can even do that solo. Like, I found a new trick to do that solo as well, like at the end of the beta, which kind of sucked, but it worked, and I'm glad. The open world itself is a massive upgrade from Division 1. New York in the winter will always have that place in my heart. New York in the winter was so iconic now to Division fans and to Division community. And it just felt like, you know, Washington, D.C. in the summer is a huge step up to me personally, because it's a whole new setting. And I've always wanted to know, like, how it would be in the summer in a new city as well. Like, I wanted to always see how it was going to be. Like, people were speculating LA, but I'm like, GTA did LA, like their version of LA. So they had to go somewhere different. I think Washington is kind of a great um, not landmark, great setting to go to, just because of how iconic, Washington's the capital of the United States, and it's like where the president lives and everything, and it's like the White House is your base operations. Like, it's so cool to see, especially during summer. Maybe they'll put some snow in the winter time. When it comes around to that, like, they'll put some snow down, and it could be cool as well. Um, Mods seem to have gotten better, in my opinion. I like the whole new system, one positive and one negative effect. I talked about that in my previous video. In the open beta, they decreased the negative effect to make the mods even more viable, which I did as well talk about, but I still love that system to this day. Like, they will add a lot. We've only seen like a small amount of mods in the private beta and even in the open beta. So imagine in the full game, we're gonna get so many more mods for so many different guns, and it could really help. And some of them, were kind of weird. You know how they just really, didn't grant anything sometimes, but a lot of them were like positive, like they really help your build sometimes. So it just seems like it depends on what weapon and what you need to use in order to have the mods equipped. So I'm looking forward to seeing more mods in the game. Projects were actually super fun. I really enjoyed them. They offer great rewards and a reason to explore the open world. They made you like go out and do activities in the open world. They didn't really make you do that, but like it's a choice to do that. But it offered like little blueprints, and like one of them was like a Police M4 replica blueprint, and one other one was the reflex sight, which was like everybody used because that one was a really good reflex sight. And the Police M4 was, you saw in my previous video, I used it. It was great. The rate of fire was amazing. So looking forward to seeing how they um how they are utilized in the full game. I gotta hurry up because I only got 15 minutes in this video and I already used 6. So I got a whole note down here about what I wrote down a lot of the notes. The perk system is a nice overhaul. I like how it's more simple and straightforward, as well as the DZ perks. Like it's more the chart, the perks when you go down the line in the DZ, and like the daily reward is great. Like that's how far you can get. And what's it called? Even in the main perks, like you have to unlock it with Shade Tech instead of. I like that whole overall system. I didn't really notice anything about Phoenix credits yet. Maybe that's the Shade Tech. I think that's what it's going to be turned into. But for right now, like I like the whole perk system. Like I really enjoy like the one that's overhaul. Like they built it from the ground up, and it seems like it's a nice change from like the whole Division 1 thing. It seems more straightforward, and it's like I like the whole system they're doing now, and I'm looking forward to how it goes in the future. Like more perks and everything, like more attachments and everything. Like they're gonna add on to that for sure, especially with DZ perks. So I'm looking forward to that. Time to Kill felt really nice. A lot of people complain about it, but personally, it felt fine to me. More or less in the end game. Open beta end game felt less spongy for sure than private beta. I talked about this in my previous video, how the Black Tusk felt pretty spongy in the private beta. Like, even I could agree. Like it felt fine sometimes, but other times it felt really pretty spongy when it came to killing them. But in the open beta, um, they felt like pretty good to kill. Like if you saw my end game video, I'll put the two videos that I'm talking about in the I button in the corner, so you guys can go check them out. And at the end of this video for sure, if you guys want to go look them. It's really good to see like how the end game changed for sure. I ran that in the private beta and it took maybe an hour and some, but in the open beta, it took me and my friends, like I played with my friends too, and I played again. It took us maybe 30 minutes because it didn't because we were so well coordinated and we just did it. And the guns and like we all use different specializations. I use like the survivalists you guys saw, and I'm using that in the actual game because I love the crossbow. I love the way that, it felt. The crossbow felt really nice to use, and like I will use that because I love the explosive crossbow. I love the crossbow in Black Ops, the original Call of Duty Black Ops, and I know it's a completely different game, but like I still think it's going to be really cool to use. Moving on, so the NPCs felt like they actually did something in this game when you called for backup at the control points, unlike the GTF and Div 1. Like the Div 1, GTF and Div 1 is a meme in the Division community pretty much. Like, you can think about it, like they waited for you to get into cover, they pushed you out of that cover, and then they barely did anything in that game. Versus now, the NPCs actually come and fight, and I see NPCs, I just stand there sometimes and I see NPCs actually go in and push the hyenas out and actually kill them. And that was so satisfying to watch. And I saw it on Reddit too. Like a bunch of people were like love that, and it was like it was so good. I loved it. But we went to the same thing. Control points were a lot of fun to play and take back. The loot rewards after were a nice bonus to you. So you take back in the control point, you fight the enemies, then you fight enemies that are pushing you, and then you get reward. You get a closet. You get to unlock a closet, and you get rewards. And after a few hours, you can or so when you go back, the loot respawns, and that's great. There's only one, the big crate that doesn't respawn. Everything else respawns, which is great rewards. You can go back, collect more. It's like a daily rewards kind of thing. I think that's fantastic. People were complaining about Division 1. Like sometimes the loot didn't feel like there was a lot of it. Well, now that you can go to control points and get more loot. I think that's basically all the pros. Now I want to talk about some of the cons. So the loot drops weren't that great or rewarding a lot of the times. Maybe it's because it's early game and level 8, but still felt like that rewarding. It didn't feel like it, not that rewarding at all. The only times really was when you went rogue in the DC, like you can see right now, and you steal the crates. But even then, it was a lot of greens and blues, like you're going to see, and it was like a little bit like the occasional purple. Now, a lot of people were complaining about this. Like I heard a lot of all these cons or like my personal complaints about the game and other people's as well. So like this is what I'm hearing around the community and myself personally agrees with, and like I thought about it as well. When we all have purples, like we have purples, like I see people in ADC when I got killed and I had purples in my like they had a lot of purples in their build, and I only had a couple. Like at the very end of the beta, I had a purple LMG from the daily drop, or from I think I got it from a crate maybe. I really don't remember, but um, it just felt like it wasn't that rewarding, and I wanted to be more rewarded. So I think in the full game they will take a look at this and maybe reward us more for the drops. Because like when we cleared a landmark, we got a green, maybe the occasional blue, but never purple. Stealing a crate was the exact same. So it was just kind of like unrewarding sometimes, and like you felt like even in conflict, you got green caches all the time. Like it didn't feel like you wanted to play that because you're not getting the rewards needed. Sound bugs. Wow. It wasn't that much, but quite annoying when it happened. When you're shooting your gun, the sound just turns off, and I thought it was just a bug, and it would come just come and go away, but it stayed. So I just stopped playing. I came back on, and it was back, and then same thing happened again, maybe once or twice, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Sometimes I still felt like it felt weird because like you couldn't hear your gun. So like I'm like, am I going insane or something? I was like, what is going on? The falling animation is weird. It's not as smooth as Division One, where you had the hand lift off and it was good. Now it's weird with the flailing arms. Like I know you guys, I think you guys know what I mean. Like the flailing arms. Like you probably see the glitch where people are falling in midair, or even not even that, but like people are just lunging, and like it's really weird. The lunging animation is great. Like that's so cool, but the falling animation is so weird. Like it's not as smooth from the Division One, where you just like you lift off with your hand and then you just go down with both hands. Now it's just like you're flailing and then you land, and then it's like it's not as smooth. I think the devs said they're gonna try and fix that. I don't know if it's gonna be the day one patch or like the day what the 12th the patch on the 12th or the patch on the 15th. There might be one in between, maybe both days, just because like a lot of people are gonna be getting it on the 15th more so the 12th, because the 12th is only for gold edition and higher, which is me because I got the gold edition. So you guys are gonna see some content on the 12th, hopefully. Uh, so look out for that. But yeah, it just still felt really weird how it was just the animation was just uncomfortable sometimes to me, and I'm like, even I noticed it, and I'm like, what? That looks so weird. But the running animation is fine. Like people are complaining about the running animation, and I'm like, you know what? Like it's fine for me. Like it looks fine. Like I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, that's fine. The Div One animation obviously is a little bit smoother, but they're built on different systems, so I kind of see where they're gonna see like the running animation is fine for me. UI is kind of weird. It's too complicated. Like the amount of buttons, different more buttons you have to click just to just deconstruct stuff, and like share items. It just feels like an extra thing. Like it was so easy in Division One. Like I played Division Two, and I went on to Division One, and like back and forth to see how different it was to share items, and it's like it's so weird. It felt really odd to like do that. Um, I don't know. It just feels like we need like to make it more simple, and to make it go back. Like I think they're already changed. I heard the devs already kind of fixed the UI more on PC, because I'm hearing on PC it was just atrocious, and then console was better, but like it still was weird. I still think like the UI needs a whole like an overhaul on all of it. Um, but yeah, it's just the caches take forever to open. Like I don't know if you guys noticed, but like the caches take a long time to open. Like it took maybe like an extra second to open, but I don't know. It just felt weird to me. Yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Leave a like if you did. Comment down below if you have any, if you agree or disagree with any of the things I said. If you have anything else to add on, for sure, just Um, you know, leave in the comments below and subscribe to the channel if you are new and if you want to see more Division 2 content in the future. And that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video of me locating the thieves' den. I didn't find the guy with the sketchy glasses. Like, I could not see where he was, so I was looking around for him. Like, well, that's really weird. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care.